Hey, everybody! Oh, of course. The second I talk, Bandit wants to act like it's an invite for him to bark. Um, so this is weird. This is weird. Now, going live on here. I haven't been on here for a while, and I didn't know whether to do this on my tarot channel or here. And I just figured, well, I don't really use either of them really much anymore besides just little uh, shorts and stuff like that. So I just sent the link to Fred or to RJ. I was reading Jamie's comment at the same time that I was talking. So, anyways, how's everybody doing? Hey, Mimi, Jamie, Half Full. Thank you guys for being here. I didn't know if we'd have anybody here, to be honest, so I'm happy just to see a few of you. RJ's here, so I'll go ahead and add him to see if his audio is working okay, because I know he was having little issues. Hey!
Hello. How is everybody?
It sounds good.
Great.
Maybe we'll do fun little readings for people too, just for fun. I don't know what we'll do, but
we
whatever.
We do have a topic that it kind of hinted at with the title that we're going to revisit. Even though last year I think we did it like mid-year or closer towards like the end of the year, but because of the events of happening in the world right now, I think it's a good point where we need to revisit and see what's going on, why it's going on, and make sure everybody understands that what we said at the beginning of the year still stands, but there may have been a slight course correction.
Mm-hmm. I guess, yeah, so we're going to do, I guess, little predictions and stuff like that. Jamie says, have you seen any of the videos from White Boy about a little bit of it, but I mean, it's the same stuff. Like, I don't know if I want to get into it because I'm going to get myself in trouble, like, seriously. I mean, I don't care about getting in trouble, but I'm trying to, like, just, I don't know. I really don't like any of those people, so, like, you know, I don't have good things to say about either one of those characters, so it wouldn't be, it's pretty much the same stuff I've said and other people have already said before, but yeah, both those people have gone after me and Fred for absolutely zero reason, and been very hateful, made it spread lies. I don't have anything positive to say about either one of them. So, yay. Killer had a new one. Yeah, I heard. Fred was telling me. Now, there's one of the good ones. I like Killer looks. Like, he's a pretty fair, like, person overall, and, you know, so, yeah.
Killer looks I would say he is one of the fair commentators when it comes to Summer Wells, and he does a good job representing both sides, even though his take may be, you're saying this and this is sus or this is problematic. He's still doing a fair job of representing it, even though people may not or may agree with his opinion.
Yeah, a lot of times he doesn't give much opinion. He just puts out I've never seen him like really try to spread an agenda about people just for clicks and views. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
um, I noticed like certain ones are obvious. I mean, gosh, how many times a day do we have to do videos about fucking Dolly? You know what I mean? I mean, I see why people are doing it because money. I mean, look how much money is coming in, guys. Well, the same person's calling others tragedy pimps. It's just laughable. But don't think I have anything great to say about Dolly either. He is a piece of shit. So, yay. There we go. That's why I don't want to talk on this stuff because I will freaking go off on every single one of them. And I'm going to go back and forth with them. I'm done with YouTube as far as for now.
I'm sorry, I keep trying to say something and cutting you off by accident.
No, you're good.
What is it that they say about a person's character? It's not what they do in public; it's what they do without the public seeing. And Dolly, in my opinion, that's catching up to him. Is what's going on.
Yeah, I mean they're just sit there and tear each other apart, and neither have like really room to talk about either one. White Boy was just arrested like last year and had drugs on him, and you know it's just like, come on, dude, get real. Like you have no so.
He was good at on life.
Narrative about Fred. So did Dolly. So they deserve each other, honestly.
They need to get a better grip on life is what's going on, and their reality is catching up to them, and it's like it's karma. There's no other way to say it, but it's karma.
Yeah. So yeah, like, I mean, I agree with some of the points they both say about each other, but they, you know what I mean, like, but anyways, that's not really what this is about. But I don't know. Where do we want to start? Hey, my cat Carmelie.
I'm going to say hi to a couple of people real quick because they did say hi to me. Hello, Mimi Jean. Hello, Fred. I think Fred said hi earlier. I don't know if anybody else said hi to me, but hello, everybody. Halfful did. There we go. I knew somebody else did. So hello, everybody. I don't want to forget you. Say I didn't see you. I did see you. Hello, hi. Thank you for joining us tonight.
No, probably not Mimi Jean. As long as the money's coming in, that's all these two both care about, and that's why it doesn't. Both like love to spread narratives and a bunch of bullshit about people when their side of the street is nowhere near clean, and yeah. So, and the stuff they said about Fred, well, Fred's never been to prison. Have they? Fred's never been to prison. He hasn't, as far as I know, he has more clean time than White Boy, at least, because he was just arrested for drugs. But yeah. So yeah, I just don't like hypocrites, guys. I like to tell it how it is, and that's why I guess people have a problem with me, but... Oh, yeah, Stephen Miller. I've heard of a Steve, and I kind of wonder if it's the one that he was just talking about who was under Glenda Head's... recently under Glenda Head's account going around... Glenda has a son named Steve, and he's a real... Anyways, hey, Paula.
There's a few Steves. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Steve Miller. I'm trying to think. Fred, I think, is listening. He might say something or come in here and comment on that if he knows the person. Are you saying lives in the holler? Similar to Glenda's Headstone, which lives right on Light Holler behind the her. Oh, so it is that one. Okay, yeah. He's we had a yeah. Anyways, I don't know him personally at all. I just know who he likes to surround himself with. So birds of a feather, right? Can't help who your mother is or whatever, but there's more to it. Um, so, anyways, what kind of predictions did we talk about or did we mention? I don't even remember.
Well, the beginning of the year or end of last year, like how we did it, the 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it was, that we let be our thoughts on what the new year was going to be. I really didn't. I said that I understood that things are they're going to be events that happen in the year, and I said that people don't need to worry about them. I said that they need to work on getting rid of what does not bring peace into their life.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that people were expecting to have events, but I wasn't allowed to talk about events. The spiritual world would say, shut your mouth on this, but this is kind of what's going to happen. Can't tell you everything, but you know more from your religious upbringing by these pieces of information what's going to happen, where you just can't tell you when. And honestly, I was given the impression of where we are
Mm-hmm.
right now would be about 4 to 6 months down the road.
Yeah, I can't remember if we talked about like war or something like that, possibly.
We didn't. You were drawing cards when I was talking, and we were coming up with the same thing. It was all about peace and building on that because of the events that are happening. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
needs to worry about because it was bigger than what anybody could do. And I kind of wanted to go into that tonight because 2 weeks ago, it was 2 weeks ago now, or about 2 weeks ago, I finally got the impression that I was okay to speak about what was going on and why it's happening. And I'm gonna throw this out there. We're gonna bring up political figures, but everybody understand political figures is just that. We're not talking about what they believe, where they stand, no left right conversation, no this, that, or the other. It's just the person and why they are where they are, not how they got elected or anything like that. It's just the purpose of where they are.
Yeah. I know people are still on this topic, and yes, I do. I don't know for sure, positive, but I'm guessing. Uh, Bill's ex also mentioned to Steve that so it would make sense that it could be the same Steve. Yes, Paula, because of the people that those two surround themselves with. So I wouldn't be surprised that it was the same Steve. Absolutely. But as far as Tony Hammonds, Fred's never met Tony Hammonds. But Fred says, I heard from Chad Arnold, he told the TBI that Tony Hammonds was in the area of Beach Creek on the 15th when he did the interview for TBI. Yeah, so does Glenda have more than one son? Yes. Brandon Clark is also a child, or she's been married to Cotton Simpson. She was also with Pete Clark when he, like, for years. She was in the video with Brandon Clark when he was on the JLR thing. That is Brandon Clark's mother or stepmother. Brandon Clark's dad is Pete Clark, who was in a relationship for many years with Glenda Head. And also, Glenda Head, like I said before, was married to Cotton Simpson. So you guys need to know, it is important to know those things so you guys see, like, who all these people are connected to and what they're possibly could be up to. The father something the son was young, I heard. Um, so So yeah, did we get into, I don't really remember exactly. I mean, I don't know if like the Epstein stuff had come out, or I'm sure, I can't remember when that stuff started coming out, but does that kind of have something to do with what you're referring to about political leaders and stuff?
No, no, but that is an interesting topic. We can touch that real quick. So at least my impression is of the Epstein files and how many political leaders and this, that, and the other industries and CEOs and all these other people that are coming out as being on this list is ironically what we said about Dolly. It's that they were believing that they believed that that they could people would ignore their character, but their character is being put on Front Street. There's no other way to say their character is being put on Front Street.
Did you want to say something, Fred?
I think Steve's the only biological son she's got.
Oh, Steve is the only biological.
Jason Steve.
His real name is Jason?
His first name's Jason.
See, everybody around there, why can't they go by their real names? It's crazy to me. Nobody around there goes by their freaking name.
I'm thinking it.
I wasn't surprised. That seems to be the freaking how things work around there. Everybody goes by a different name, just like Pete Clark. His name's not Pete. Pete Clark's name is not even. Huh?
See, Jason Lawson was one that was supposedly seen in Kansas or whatever.
On the 15th?
Jason Steve Lawson. Yeah. On Light Holler, supposed to be on the camera or something, but.
So Glenda's.
He's the one that told JLR.
He was, so this Steve character was on JLR's video too?
Huh?
He was on JLR's video too?
No, he had emailed JLR or something.
Oh, that's why I remember, because you're like, who the hell is Steve? You're like, who is, for the longest time, or you put it, or maybe he's called himself Jason or something.
They kept saying Jason, Jason. I was thinking Jason Steve Miller, I thinking it was him, and then I come find out it was somebody else. Yeah. His property actually is where JLR walked behind that church and stuff with Brandon Clark and come out that pond.
Mm-hmm.
That's on that Lawson's property.
Yeah.
His property straight behind Glenda Head's property. But what I don't understand, why JLR and Brandon didn't walk by the pond and stuff where they found the mattress and stuff on Glenda's property.
Yeah, there was a mattress found on Glenda's property on like when was it?
Pond.
When was that? Like June? That was right after Summer went missing.
Yeah.
There was a mattress. It's suspicious. Like
they done DNA on it and stuff. They roped it off. Everything with police tape.
Yeah, there was police tape up and everything. And this is Glenda's Head's property. I don't know why. Why doesn't she go on freaking 666s and freaking talk about that, or Ryan's and talk about how that mattress they found on her property and they roped off and collected? Why doesn't they talk about the things that really matter? Why are there people freaking? This is why I'm done freaking with YouTube right now until like actually big news. I'm tired of freaking
Marlena's brother was
people not listening
at the time too.
Huh?
Marlena's brother was living there at that house at the end at that time.
I know, it's like
because they had the police tape and stuff up.
I bet many of you guys don't even know about this mattress. Many of you guys probably this is new to you. You probably
because Ricky was talking about while the police tape and stuff was up, that Brandon kept riding his dirt bike and stuff through the police tape and going back there where it was at and stuff.
It's just weird. Why aren't we going to talk about that? When people avoid certain things, it makes you wonder, okay, that mattress could have been from anywhere, yeah. But isn't it weird that they don't want to talk about it?
Yeah, it is weird that they don't want to talk about it. Just like when Brandon done that walkthrough with JLR, instead of when they walked back up by the church and stuff, by that house, they cut to the left or to the right and went towards Ben Hill instead of going to the left right there where the mattress is.
What was suspicious about the mattress? Why did they collect it?
Oh, I don't know. I really
Did you say it had blood on it or something?
I don't know, but they done DNA on it and stuff.
No, it wasn't the same mattress that was at 110 because that 110. Well, I mean, yeah, as far as you know, I guess, but wasn't that collected off of Light Holler, like right after Summer went missing?
It was about a week and a half after.
And that mattress that was on at Dawn's was on the news, like.
It was about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks when they found that mattress out there. And Light Holler after Summer went missing.
Paula, we're just talking. They had just found a mattress a week or two after Summer went missing over there on Glenda Head's property, and her son Brandon Clark and Steve, they don't want to talk about all that. They want to freaking talk about make up lies about Fred and myself, and along with Bill. Them, they're butted up with Bill Shipley, all of them.
I mean, they must have thought something, or they wouldn't have put police tape and stuff up around.
Yeah, just like I'm so tired of people trying, nobody listens. Like the same thing they did when we reported those bones. No, they weren't fucking chicken bones and a joke. I saw somebody recently saying that. They're like, oh, I believe Fred, but I just think it's crappy or shitty that he freaking played a joke with the chicken bones. And it's like, oh my God, guys, how many times do I have to tell people? So it's really, really, really frustrating. I even put up my call, I think, to police when I turned that in. So I don't understand why people act like, that was just like a big joke. That was taken very seriously. And as far as, but what we did say is, yes, part of them were, you could tell, animal bones, but there was like a bunch of crushed ones in there. And they collected a bunch of them and sent them in for.
Yeah, they don't put a lot of it in forensic bags for nothing.
Yeah, and it was in actual bags. They spent freaking hours on the scene.
Almost 4 hours and got started standing there and stuff. And that's how I even found out about the two officers which one was there when Dawn and when the first two officers that come out, he was the one that come out. The two officers that was with the TBI forensics that night, because he was questioning them. He asked them if they knew what officers was on 110 the first when someone went missing, and they're like, well, we was the first two.
Yeah.
There.
Do you remember the names? Do you know the names?
He was asking them. The TBI forensic was questioning two officers while I was standing there, asking how he was there and stuff, and they told that Don, Candace, and Grandis and the boys was the only ones there when they pulled up. And
and by the way, this is
asking how each one of them's demeanor was and stuff. Was they upset? Was it this? And I mean,
this was 6 months after Summer went missing, because that would have been the first time I went to. This was in January of 2022 when this conversation. I don't think it was the first day I met you, or yeah, it was, because Kathy was there. Because Kathy goes, "Bounce." God, it's so annoying. Anyway, it's in that clip. There's a lot you guys don't even freaking know. We could tell you about some of these, a lot of these people have done, and that we've kept quiet while they're out here freaking trying to talk shit all over us and stuff.
I know for a fact Dawn was home when the first two officers arrived, because the TBI forensics was talking to him in front of him.
And this conversation happened when we turned in those bones, like 6 months after. And just for context, guys, and they were talking, and like the TBI was Fred overheard. They just talked right in front of him. But see, like, Fred was known. I mean, some of these people like went to school with Fred or knew his family. So a lot of them nobody ever expected Fred to ever be on YouTube in any way. So when me and him met, that kind of threw a freaking, I think that screwed, because Fred's such a quiet guy. He's not like the one to go try to cause trouble, like they've tried to paint him and stuff. He's very, he's never even wrote an email before, guys. He does not know how to even write an email. So you've got to understand, you've got to think of the context of things. And did Ellie take the mattress? Yeah, they roped off the whole scene.
They put police tape and stuff up.
And it was sitting there you saw it for yourself, right?
Yeah, I saw the police tape and stuff myself where they put up. Because I used to go to Glenda Head's use Wi-Fi quite a bit. And sit out there. And
Fred never had any issues with Glenda and them, but, it wasn't until, like, they started coming on here and, like rewriting reality and stuff, and Fred just corrected, like, no, that's not true, and now they're mad just because Fred's putting out the truth, sorry.
That time, Steve Miller, he was cook at Arby's at Summers. He was the cook at Arby's.
When Summer went missing?
Yeah.
So he worked at Zoomers at the time Summer went missing, by the way. Arby's is connected to it. It's connected, so it's the same thing. Zoomers, he's probably the one that was taking pictures of my fucking vehicle out there, or one of the... What about Ed Redmond? Sorry, RJ.
No, you're fine.
We should probably get these conversations out of the way, because a lot of people, they're going to want to. We haven't been live for a long time, and
yeah, a lot of people got to remember Don worked for Ed Redmond the week before Summer went missing too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Don and some other man, I don't know who that other man was, that was in the truck with him when he'd go by, going up there to Redmond, but he'd always go in that white.
Do you know what the guy looked like?
I didn't really pay much attention to it at that time.
Right. I mean, why would you? Nobody would ever, huh?
Don and some other man.
So yeah, yes, definitely. Don definitely knew Ed Redmond.
Because when Ed built that new house and stuff, he used Don to put the sheetrock in.
Don helped Ed work on his house, and Don was working for Ed the week before Summer went missing. So yeah, Ed is a very important character in this, for sure.
Ed did have hogs and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
On the left-hand side.
And Fred has stories about weird UPS trucks going back there that were like half broken down and freaking very suspicious, delivering things out there to Redmond.
They pull up back there, they turn around and stuff.
And they throw stuff out to the hogs. What UPS freaking person or a FedEx person throws out shit to the hogs? You guys, weird.
Well, when that one UPS truck would go in, he would take and turn around and pull back in front of Ed's house, and he would shut it down, which normally they don't shut their engine down.
Right.
And this truck sounds like ready to hit the drag strip. I mean, it's beating the ground. It's obvious that it's not a legit truck.
Mm-hmm.
But he'd always carry some boxes up on Ed's porch and set in the breezeway of the house, and then he'd go back to the UPS truck and mess around in it. Then he'd dump like boxes or two of stuff across the fence to the hogs. What didn't make sense, and we've talked to the law enforcement and TBI about it.
Yeah, so...
And then there was a FedEx truck that'd go up there to deliver a package to a bogus address.
Yeah, and then one time, yeah, there's like a lot of crazy stories. I know people aren't going to fucking believe them anyway, so... I could keep telling you guys things, but a lot of stuff, I know many of you guys would believe us and stuff. I mean, I don't know why not. I've not let you guys down before.
But like at one UPS truck, after Summer went missing, you didn't see him come in the holler maybe once in the next 6 months or something after someone went missing. And when he was coming in almost every week.
Huh. So this guy was coming in weekly to do these deliveries of these packages in these UPS trucks, and then after Summer went missing, it wasn't for like months later until Fred saw him back there again. Mimi a 6. Hey, how's it going? It was a week before Summer went missing, and then it was probably Dudley. John, I don't know. Do you think it was Dudley that was out there working at Redmond's? I think Dudley would say that.
I can't say 100%, but I thought it may have been Dudley.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I didn't know what Dudley even looked like or nothing at that time.
I mean, I don't know why Dudley would lie or not mention that, but if it was him, but when you don't, it's so weird that there's all these people with hogs, whatever now, but when I asked Andy he said no, there was no pigs around there. Oh, so Andy said.
Where the pigs is, when you go past 207 and Ed's is right there where you turn. It was straight across the road right there on the corner of my property, my mom's property, 207, right where them waterfalls is. And see, that's where that blue truck that day on the 15th, when it went in and turned to Ed's, it pulled back down to right there at that light pole at the corner of Ed's property and 207 property where the hog pen started.
And there was hogs there on the day.
Hogs started then, yes.
On the day Summer went missing?
Yes. And he killed them not too long after.
I know. I never saw them. They weren't over there when I was there.
Thanksgiving or something, he killed them that year.
Very weird. No evidence. There could be evidence in the ground if those pigs had anything to do with were you?
After he took and got rid of the pigs, that's when he put all them chickens and ducks in there for a while.
He had all kinds of crazy birds and stuff and animals when I went out there.
Fred, were they hogs or pigs?
Were they hogs or pigs?
They was hogs.
Hogs.
Yeah, they probably 350, 400 pound hogs.
400 pound?
Yeah.
So there's waterfall on the hill? Yes. Go ahead, RJ.
No, I'm just saying that's really interesting because a hog, it's more of, it can be domesticated, but it's more of a wild hunter, and it'd be quicker to eat anything than a pig would.
I mean, the waterfowl I'm speaking about, it's just like waist high or something. It's just like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's waterfalls on Redmond's property, and they were searched, and he got pissed off when the police went out there.
The third day of the Summerwell, not the second or third day of Summerwell search. It was 16th night or 17th night, about 11 o'clock at night. They went up there and made Ed take them back to that waterfowl street behind his house. He was all pissed off about that. That's only big waterfowl.
Yep, that's Redmond's property, Cat Karma. My cat Karma. That is Redmond's property right there, that address. And
209 Ben Hill is where Ed, my grandmother, lived. And straight behind that house, about 3/4 of a mile is where that waterfall is.
Hey, what back on the drugs? Shaking my head. Who's back on the drugs? Crazy woman. I know you're not talking about me or Fred. Fred calls in daily for his random urine screens, and I don't use anything except Delta 8, and I've actually today was the first time I took it in several days, because I had the tiniest piece, and I was like, I'm over it. Actually, I'm actually really not even interested in it anymore. I kind of pretty much quit because I hate how it makes me tired, and I don't know. I sleep more. I feel like I get more done without it. So yeah, I probably won't be getting any more after tonight. Yeah.
The search parties, they searched that whole area. They wasn't no part that they didn't search, you know.
Uh, yeah, so we're supposed to be possibly getting that snow, Jamie, or getting that cold weather. It's weird because it was like almost 80 degrees here today, but the wind is like unreal, like almost knock you over. And, but tomorrow, I guess it's supposed to be like 30 degrees. So it's causing some really crazy storms that are supposed to come in here in a couple hours.
Only thing I didn't like the way they was searching, they would take a crew in. They had a bus, and then they had some flat trailers and stuff that they was hauling people from Mount Carmel Church, the searchers, to Ben Hill and stuff. They would bring a crew of 20 to 40 people in at a time, and they would search like 30 minutes, and then they would switch that crew out. That's what I didn't understand. Why would they switch the crew out within a short period of time? Why didn't they use that whole crew for several hours? Because they could miss something like that, you know, when they're searching through, and then they say, well, we need to bring this crew off and bring this crew in, and then there'd be so many feet or something other that they may have missed or something, you know. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, that's really windy there too, guys. RJ, is it?
It's for here. It gets gusty right now, and it's coming. The wind right now is coming out of the southwest, which is hitting my apartment dead on, or like a southwest type of. My apartment faces the south, so I'm looking. When I look out my big window, I'm looking like towards in the general direction of Ben Hill. I'll put it that way. From where I live. But yeah, so the wind it gets getting gusty. It's not like a constant. Like the dogwood trees, they're losing the petals from their flowers and leaves because the wind when it gusts is that strong.
Yeah, we're having to bring in some things tonight because we're worried that the weather could like break some shit.
Which is a good segue back to what we started with, because one of the points I want to make tonight is stop focusing on climate change and instead focus more on it's a weather pattern shift that we don't understand yet. Because the weather is going to get crazier yet. We've seen nothing yet. It's going to get a lot worse.
Oh man, you should have saw how much Tiffany had like a week ago. I think it was. I mean, her whole car was like almost completely covered out there on East Coast there. Crazy. This year was the most snow I'd seen like at one time. You know, I'd never seen that much snow during that blizzard we had. But yeah, I don't focus on it too much. Fred loves watching the weather. It must be a guy thing because I think you do too. Fred watches a lot of people.
Well,
Jim was saying, I'm like Jim was the worst. He missed his calling as a weatherman. I'm serious, that guy. All the time, that's all he'll talk about. I'm like, can we please talk about something different than the weather? Like
that is a guy thing. It is a total guy thing. But what I mean though is let go of the politics about things, because the politics about things is going to mislead people. The weather is just the weather. It's going through a major shift in a pattern. It's not climate change. It's not this, that, or the other. It's not the greenhouse effect. there are excuses to try to understand, but they're not what is going on. It's just a shift in the pattern that we're not to understand yet.
Hey, Sabrina, and got change. Yeah, I don't want to be rude, but yeah.
I'll be honest. My whole thing about weather it comes from when I was living in Alabama, and moving there, waking up in the middle of the night at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and going, "Oh, we got to put the radio on to the local channel." And a few minutes after we did, or I did, there was a tornado warning. And when I was about 8 years old and camping in mountains in Pennsylvania, there was a tornado touchdown from one mountaintop, skip over the one we're on, and hit the next one over, but blew our tent over. When you realize what it is you went through and things like that, you say, hey, it's wild, and you got to pay attention.
I was just showing. I got this yesterday, so it's a nail kit, but like anybody who does their nails, I don't know, about the Apex, and like you have to build it with builder gel, but these nails, now if you don't like thick nails, you're not gonna like them, but yeah, they have the Apex built in, and they're naturally thick, and you don't have to build for like an hour or two before painting. But yeah, this kit comes with like the top gel and base coat, and even a dehydrator and primer and the glue, and of course a little lamp. But I have a link on my TikTok if you guys are interested, because if I actually get one of you guys to buy one, then I get mine free. So yeah. But make sure you go to my TikTok, and it's like the last video I posted. You'll know which it is because you'll see this in the thing, in the thumbnail, and just click it and you'll see the shop, and just click that and get you some. I like it. I do. Of course, you don't have to get the same shape and length. There's shorter and different shapes. So I know these are a little long, but they're the only long ones I have. Like I have all mediums, and so and I didn't have any coffin nails. I just have almond, like as far as like the press on, glue on. So yeah, I honestly do like them. I really do, but I kind of like the, thicker look, but I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people like their nails like nice and thin, but they do have the light version too, but that's not under the link I shared. Hey Tina. So
hello, Tina, how are you? So that's just one of the things like everybody focuses on and tries to understand, but I can honestly tell you that the weather's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. Like what happened, what was it, a year ago with the hurricane? It came up and got trapped in the Appalachians, and it did a lot of flooding here in Tennessee, North Carolina. You're going to see a lot more big storms like that, and you're going to see a lot of storms like what you're seeing today, which is why I'm kind of bringing this up. You're going to see a lot more weird events. Like we have a blizzard in March. Now that's not that does happen, but what's feeding into this, or is coming out of this as well, is supercell tornadoes. That usually doesn't happen.
Let's see what I get when I draw about the weather, even though I hate talking about the weather, so I'm kind of zoning out, but I get it because it's important, and the weather does affect so much about our atmosphere, our lives. It's important. Like it is.
And this will flow into what I was saying. This will flow into what the rest of going back to the new year and going into more information about things that are going on.
What do we need to know about this 2026 weather? Anything? Let's see what I get. reveals secrets of nature, it says on the card. So the Five of Swords, the acquisition of wisdom. So, and the Five of Swords is also about conflict and, interesting. So there's something that we're going to learn from, there's something, which I think that we're always learning, though, when it comes to.
Well, it also fits into what I was saying. It's a pattern change that we don't understand yet.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never really drew cards on weather, so it's kind of weird.
Well, I've been able to go outside and say, that patch of clouds, even though there's no storm in there right now or anything like that, has the energy of a thunderstorm. And 45 minutes later, it's thunderstorming, and it's grown in rather large. Or I've been able, some people that I know are watching have been able to witness or be able to say, hey, he's actually called out winter storms and been accurate to where the snow was going to fall in my personal area, it's a east of me, west of me type of deal, or it was going to affect me specifically. Pretty accurately, and it wouldn't be on like a radar or anything. I'd be able to say, hey, look, the energy is there for a winter storm, or so again, the whole idea of there being energy and be able to pick up on what's going on.
Yeah. Okay, so these are not your stick-on type. I mean, I say press-on because they call them press-on, but it comes with glue, and this is like, yeah, you're going to have to get I'm probably got to order some kind of remover because these are not going to, my nails, like, I don't want to damage them anymore. I mean, and these are not going to come off. It's like basically like acrylic. Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. But yeah, press-ons are definitely much better not to damage your nails. Hey, Luminous. I think the TBI be watching the wells. Oh, the ones you got are glue. Yeah, and actually, even some of the drugstore like glues, like Kiss brand, can be really good too. I mean, so I do use that as well. So what about this Epstein stuff? What do you think is gonna? They're supposed to be finally searching this property of his, and I'm wondering if they're going to be honest if they find any actual bodies. But the fact that there was like freaking hundreds of gallons of whatever kind of acid that was delivered out there, I really am not very hopeful of there being any types of remains. Have you heard, how do you get those off? Like, I guess I'm going to have to file them, or I'm going to order something from Amazon, I think. Or you can soak on an acetone. I could probably get them off that way. People do say, yeah, there's a room that was in Donna Serafina's reading.
So
there was evidence in the files of a delivery of, or something like that, of like 500 and some thousand, or 500 and some gallons of some kind of barrels of some kind of acid. Hey, Melissa.
So Epstein, here's what I was alluding to before. It's people's characters are being exposed, and it goes all gonna. This is all gonna roll into one huge thing that it's gonna. I promise it's gonna be worth listening to through this. These set of people believe that they have always been untouchable, and For the majority of the time, they have been. And their character and their bad behaviors, and it's all being put out on Front Street. It's being put out in a way that these people need to be exposed. Nobody is untouchable. And it's like you have that one, the family in the royal, I don't remember who it is, but somebody in the royal family over in the UK. They're now facing criminal charges because of the acts they may have done while in a royal office. You're going to see a lot more of that, and it's good. It's good because these people, these things, they need to be exposed for what they are.
I have heard that 2026 is going to be. I've heard that from multiple readers and psychics that 2026 is going to be like the year of people being exposed. I hope so, and I hope it runs on YouTube too. I hope everybody.
I'm being told I was talking about Prince Andrew.
Oh yeah.
And that somebody texted me that one, by the way. But that's just one example. People are going to be held accountable for their actions. And to your point, 2026 numerology is a 1.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. That's true. Okay, 2026. Yeah, is a 1. So that's a brand new beginning.
Exactly. And now, so here's the irony. Are you ready for this one? Human race crossed 6,000 years. Humanity has crossed 6,000 years. If you go back and you look at the original, and I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about a historical record. The Bible, the Torah, whatever you want to call it, it has historical record. And that historical record has shown that humanity has crossed this past, I think it was, I want to say mid last year. We've crossed 6,000 years of humanity. There is importance to that. And it's biblical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and also just like certain things, it's biblical too. Like these type of things are going to probably be exposed by certain people in power, and just and I feel like I kind of have a feeling that it's going to be how it's weird. We've even seen it in Summer Wells. Like people act say really gross. Okay, how do I explain this? Like hiding in plain sight, basically. I kind of feel like it's gonna. People are getting desensitized in a way, and they do that by. When it's out in the open and stuff, I don't know. Just like these, I don't know if anything is going to happen to some of these people. I think people will be exposed, but I mean,
they have to be exposed.
I think a lot of it is going to be I don't know if they're going to get any consequences, because some people are freaking. I feel going to be desensitized to it in a way. Like a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to see a great divide in people. It's not going to be, like I said, it's not going to be left, right. Not talking about politics. You're not going to talk about this. Do you know why Trump is such a polarizing figure?
I'm
asking you.
No, I mean, he's just very charismatic, I guess.
No. Have you ever read the book. It's the sequel to Alice in Wonderland. Something about looking into glass or looking through a mirror. Something I don't remember the title off my head. Hang on a second. Let me look it up real quick. There's a specific phrase from it that I'm trying to come up with, and I had it earlier. Through the looking glass.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Trump is in the mirror form. So when you look at through the looking glass, the whole premises of the book is everything is backwards. Everything's flipped.
Yeah.
And you need a mirror to make sense of it. Trump is that figure where if you look at him, and this is the problem with Trump, at the same time, the positive with Trump is that because of this, he's so polarizing. It's either you love what he's doing or you absolutely hate what he's doing. There's no in between with it. It's because part of what he's doing, and this is globally, he's exposing what needs to be fixed. And I'm jumping right into this, folks. The war in Iran. It's not World War III. Stop worrying about that. It's not World War III. Until the United States and Israel get attacked from Syria. This is why, if you've heard me speak about the war back in going back to Ukraine and Russia, and then all the conflicts have been happening in the Middle East, I keep saying, as long as they stay out of Syria, we are fine. They're not going to stay out of Syria this time. What we're seeing right now is a local skirmish, and it's going to become a bigger issue. Not immediately, down the road. I'm talking like I can't even begin to give you an idea of what time it is because it's probably going to be a year or so down the road. But this is building up to World War III. It is not World War III, even though Iran keeps trying to make it.
And so people asked about a truck. Yeah, I have that truck on video, guys. One of the very first time that I went and saw Fred, or went down to Tennessee and met Fred. The truck was sitting right out there. It's not a running truck. It's like part of a body of a truck. Fred never had any running truck from Don. It's absolutely you can see it at the bottom of his driveway, I believe, at the first time I talked to him. And so, yeah, it was still there 6 months after Summer went missing because that's the first time I was at Fred's. People are just purposely going around. Like, I saw this just yesterday. Bill Shipley in somebody's comments making up lies about a truck or vehicle that Fred was given. And he also has his freaking girlfriend and girlfriend's family coming on here harassing and spreading some agenda. And it's crazy. But I don't know. It does seem like it's like what is right is wrong and what's wrong is right. Everything. It's like I even see it play out on freaking YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Oh, exactly. And that is a big thing of what's going to be getting corrected.
I hope so.
You're going to see the truth. You're going to
see the truth. Exposed, that's about the truth. And, I hope so. Oh my gosh.
You're going to see the truth be thicker than air.
That will be more vindicating and for a lot of people, and it's going to be very, very bad for a lot of people.
Oh yeah. So it's going to become, the truth is going to become thicker than air. It's like you can't help but breathe the truth in.
Yeah, Sabrina, I think we're talking about the same person. That's Bill Shipley's, I guess, woman, from my understanding. Whoa. She's trying to say I'm copying her about my cat's name. Are you fucking for real? Like, these people are so nuts. Like, I wish people would actually see the person behind who these characters are that are coming up in Summer's case. Like, if you guys knew these people, you would totally, like, if you knew Fred in person, and if you knew, like, this Glenda Heads and this Bill Shipley and any of the other ones that you hear names coming up and in the comments, that would never say this shit to Fred's face. Like, you guys would never, ever, ever waste your time listening to those people. I promise you, these are the type of people I promise you guys. I see nothing with Fred except him doing better and better and better. And people who want to say differently are just, don't like themselves, and they're haters and want to, like, going around, or they have some kind of agenda. So, it's right in front of you guys. Like, you can see it with your own two eyes. Like, I believe our life is way more stable than many of these people, but they don't come on camera and show really who they are. They hide behind these personas and these fake narratives. So, because they're too embarrassed. They absolutely know who they really are. Hey, Mark. Only boat I got stolen, and I actually found it on Google Map a few days ago of doing some research. It's on early. Oh, the only boat I had got stolen. Is that same boat that Cotton Simpson was trying to freaking purchase or whatever, or ask about? Judy said that Fred gave Dawn a bass boat. Oh my God. Where do people get this stuff? Who is Andy Paul Jones? He stayed on Dawn's property for a while. Fred, did you know him? Oh, yeah, that's the guy that's the one that Fred talked about early on. I don't know if his last name is Jones, but his name's Andy Paul, and he has that camper out there, and he came on to Fred's stepdaughter. Yeah, when she was underage, and let me tell you, he was so scared that Fred was gonna, hurt him, that he got out of freaking Dodge and never came back ever again. True story. And no, this Andy Paul is not the same as Randy Paul. But now you guys got me freaking, like, about this whole Randy thing too, like in my tree trimming interview, and a name Randy comes up, and I was like, no, I really did not believe it was the same Randy, like Paul's son, but gosh, I don't freaking know. I mean, supposedly the Randy was supposed to be from North Carolina, so now, like, I'm just like, oh my God, what if it is the same Randy? And he is like, but they said an older guy, and he'd only be like maybe in his mid-50s. I don't know, because some people, I guess that is older. Is that who made that comment? I know that it's the same last name of Shipley's girlfriend. And I mean, I can only imagine she acts like somebody that would be like Bill's girlfriend. So I kind of just put two and two together. I do know his girlfriend's last name is the same as that. Oh, thank you, Sabrina. I read that Nan for Life told Linda Head that I was cursed for curiosity. Under White Boy's video about Dawn. Oh my gosh. No, that's not true. you wouldn't even be here in the chat, I don't think. Cursed for some reason. I don't know how she feels now, but like I don't know what happened with her, but a while back, like she just flipped out of nowhere and she kind of went along with the bandwagon on the hate train against Ziggy and Fred. And yeah, that is not you. There's no way. You've been in my chats plenty of times, and you wouldn't have been that nice to me. Cursed was very, very like not nice to me for a very long time, and Fred, and so. But I think she's got away from some of those people. So maybe, huh?
That boat.
What? Whose boat?
That was my boat that I found.
Is that Cotton's?
That's one Cotton was trying to buy.
Oh, well, they can't see that, but...
Oh, I was showing you.
Yeah.
I found it when I was researching a certain name.
Whose property does it happen to be on?
See?
Is it one of these characters that are all over the internet?
No. No, but a certain name come up around Powell and stuff, and we was researching a certain girl's name, and she had been dating that boy, and I was looking over his property with Google and found that boat.
And Paula, for some reason, Nana for Life is one of the main ones that is going around and creating like a false narrative. And what I find very, very strange about this, and this is why I hope that all this, like the truth about everything that people are behind, I hope like 2026 is a year of exposure. I hope more than anything, because these people are going to be so embarrassed. Because do you guys remember at the very beginning of Summer's case and how everybody, like, Nana for Life was supposedly this amazing older Christian lady and such a nice lady, and, you know, like, everybody loved her and stuff, and it was just like this, you know, narrative, once again, being pushed out there. And now it makes so much sense. The public was being conditioned to think, though, she was just this like amazing woman, so later down the road everybody would just follow the bullshit lies she says. It's all part of a fucking, and many of them, you'll see, watch the people that she surrounds herself with, guys. It's all the people that, you know, like the Ryan Truths and the freaking 666s and Fred's sister, just birds of a feather. Pay attention to what they're trying to push and what they're trying to say, especially about Fred and surrounding everything. It has to make you guys wonder, like, what are these people freaking doing? And the police are very, very aware. That's why they talked about conspiracy charges for some YouTubers. Like, they were very aware, and had mentioned to Fred about, you know, certain ones trying to set him up. They're aware. They've been aware for a very, very, very long time. And these fools like Nana for Life think that fucking, it's so crazy. They go and stalk Lawson, guys. They go and stalk freaking Ronnie Lawson to try to catch him outside, and not to ask questions about Summer Wells, but to freaking harass him about Fred because Lawson won't give him a call back, or Lawson keeps ignoring him. So now they're going to stalk him outside his fucking workplace. And then, this is what Nana's behind. And the only thing they want to ask is about Fred and, you know, sit there and talk shit about Fred. Like, what the fuck, like, type of woman is this? Like, do you not care about Summer Wells or not?
Well, just like Bill Shipley and Dawn situation, that's all been a setup through Nana for Life, Jinkies, PG part of it, because they done tried this bullshit with me back last year at some Summer's Vigil, try to get me to go and for clicks and views on Dawn, try to get Dawn act out with character and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like,
I didn't know what.
That's not what we're here for, guys. We're here for the truth. We're not here for the fucking playing games and bullshit, or at least that's what we were here for. I mean, I'm just doing this today because, you know, RJ and me talked about it.
So Dawn by no means, but I didn't know what.
Well, no, what's the truth is
trying to get me to pay for me to go to Tennessee to do their fuck shit and stuff.
I know. The truth is the truth. It doesn't matter. It's not
turned on me so hard.
Well, she freaking loves it. It's just whatever fits their narrative, guys.
We'll have all our mods pay for us a week in Tennessee and stuff just to get us there to make Dawn act out of character and stuff.
Yeah, I know. That's what she loved to do. She did that shit to me early on too. When I first met her, she was trying to get me to go along with some kind of narrative and act like I hated her so it could bring in more views. And I'm just like, dude, I just want to be myself, okay? Like, I cannot act like you guys, you fake fucks can. Like, that is not me. I just freaking say what is the truth. And well, I feel it's the truth. It doesn't mean always I'm going to be right, okay? It's just that if we speak it, it's what we believe wholeheartedly to be the truth, okay? So we're going to get things wrong sometimes, though, or we're going to say things wrong. So anyways, Andy Paul was one that stayed on the bottom piece property, yeah.
It looks like they was talking about, they's handing Bill and Chillbilly them flyers and stuff to hang up and not billboard, but banners and stuff. I done knew when they mentioned Bill that they handed him that, and then a week later, they was some being tore down and piled up and pictures took here.
Yeah.
I done knew what it was because Bill's like that.
Yeah.
He played good and bad at the same time.
Yeah.
Just like he tried to say Dawn tried to run over him. I don't believe that 1 minute.
I don't know. Don is more like a sneaky type person. That's not how he freaking, when he does, okay? A lot of those big people are sneaky.
Try to make you look a certain way.
But why you guys think he gets the nickname Crazy Bill or Wild Bill? There's like a reason. All people have to do is use their brains. That's why
will come out.
Well, I hope so, and that's why with RJ talking about this, like what is right is wrong or backwards, things backwards. It fucking feels like that, dude. Feels like everything's backwards, and it doesn't make sense. The things that people like, but I do see what these people are doing. They're doing in droves too. They're buying views. They're buying comments. They're trying to push an agenda to make it look like there's this huge group, and they do that shit. There's tons of them. The people over here on the truth side are just like, what the fuck? We don't go around harassing people, and we don't have to go defend ourselves in all the comments and be the loudest, because when you're just telling the truth, it's like, okay, like if you guys want to take it, you take it. I'm not going to sit here and like argue with these people. They're the ones that have to sit there and defend themselves 5,000 and come over here attacking me, like, and Fred out of nowhere. I don't go to their channels. I don't watch their shit. They watch us. Like, I think it's fucking hilarious that they think we listen to them at all.
No Ethan that hung out with Dawn or nobody.
I remember an Ethan coming up early on with a red truck.
There's an Ethan that lives on a creek.
Is that Ethan Reed kid that was arrested with the red hair? Is that his name? Is his name Ethan?
No.
Or are they talking about that guy that had the red truck that came up early on the case?
I don't know about Ethan. I know that there was one Ethan was supposed to went missing or something.
Well, I'll tell you this. I probably would like
but I didn't know him.
Curse better than I like Nana. And that's saying a lot, because Curse was very, very hateful to me for a very long time. Maybe it still is. Like I said, I don't watch the stuff.
When that dog and stuff got drugged and stuff, and at that church that night and all that, they were trying to figure out who done it. Mm-hmm. There was a guy that was in a white coat there that his name was Ethan, but I don't know what his last name was.
PG want to get beef going with Ziggy for YouTube channel. And yeah, and I know people might have some things to say about this live too, because, but I'm not going to, like, I have other things going on, so I won't be responding to anything or anything like that. I don't care if people want to take it. People can continue fighting with each other and trying to fight over who's the worst people or the biggest piece of shit. Like, seriously, back and forth. Let them keep going. you know. My hair is all in my face. I thought Nana and Chris were cool, but because she accused me of being her, but I checked out Chris calendar. Oh yeah, there's a falling out. That's why I didn't know where Chris stood anymore. But I'm glad, you guys. Sometimes things need to be shook up for people to see the truth. Like
Austin Reed,
Austin Reed, that's who it is.
Austin, now he went to had full 48 hours. What was it, last week or something under for attempted court when he went.
Hey Lisa. I stopped going to other channels when I noticed they needed getting up on you and Fred, a team root of idiots. Yeah, and then it works though because they try so hard. And what they'll do too is like they'll message people like behind the scenes and try to get them like and send them stuff and make them think like, and they'll go talk to locals too and make them think like, oh, Fred said all this shit about them on YouTube and just expose the fuck out of their families and just like make them like really egg them on so they'll start trying to start talking shit about us, right? And that's kind of how a lot of this, a lot of those people, they are, yeah, they're under the some of them, for some odd reason, they are under oppression. Fred just talked all this shit about them. It's because people like Nana for Life, for instance, and 666 and Fred's sister, that's what they're doing to try to get information. They'll do anything, guys. These people are the biggest losers. Like, they'll do anything just to get attention, just to get a view, and it's crazy. And it's for the right reasons.
I'm thinking Kim.
I gotta pee.
They was a Kim that lived on Bean Hill Road. I'm thinking that it was Richard Golding's wife. I think.
Yes, it is.
They got a divorce after Summer went missing too.
Hey, Jay, I need to use the bathroom, so
okay.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
Be talking too.
Oh, of course I will be. If you so, going back to what I was saying, and I understand everyone wants to talk about Summer Wells, but really that's not supposed to be the focus of tonight. If I can get through what I was trying to say, which Ziggy was planning on saying as well, or saying things about as well, and it has to do with what we said on New Year's Eve. And here's a big thing about that. So has anybody been following what's going on with the war in Iran? Okay, so getting a yes and a no. I haven't been keeping up with it. Okay, so Iran's government is gone. Bombers took out the supreme leader, which is Iran's top person. And when they did so, it's quite possible that the person they just announced as their supreme leader was also taken out.
Right. So the Kim woman, guys, got, oh gosh, her name would have been Kim Gurley. She's came on YouTube before. I mean, in the chats, I've seen her somebody with her name anyways in the chats, but she might have changed her name though. I think they got a divorce. They seem like all right. I mean, from what I hear, okay people, but I mean, there was some incidents. I mean, there were things that happened for they checked out different people's properties and stuff. was going to happen is going to happen whether I'm glued to the screen or not. Yeah, I don't watch. I don't know what you said where I was going because I should have brought my phone so that I could have, but
No, just try to refocus it back to what I was talking about with. It was with Iran.
Be out on though.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the backside is where they supposed to found their footprint, that last footprint.
Yeah. So.
And the only reason I know that they weren't supposed to be out on the property is because she had took Dawn and Candace some food down there, a hot meal, and where Dawn was up at my driveway, the law told them just to bring it up there. They wouldn't let her up on the hill. So when she brought it up there, she was talking about she wanted to bring them a hot meal and stuff since the law enforcement give them a green light to get back out on their property, which I thought was weird, because they was encouraging people to search their property, I thought, but
they told them to step. But you're right. I mean, it could because of the footprint too, because they might have been looking and they didn't want them out there on their property, probably walking and tramping around.
Goes back to the Bell Road property.
Right. But I mean, that would make sense to me that they wouldn't want them out there walking and stuff like that. I didn't think about that. That would make a lot of sense if they found a footprint on their property or the back end
on their property that they found it. It was on another piece that joins their property on the back corner next to Bell Road.
They took the new guy out too.
That's when she was talking about that Richard Doley was an underground dredger, and then she's like, well, I wasn't supposed to tell nobody about that. And I'm like, trying to figure out what she's meaning by that.
I don't know. Like maybe
he was excited, hoping that the law enforcement would ask him to help them search or something.
So the new supreme leader in Iran is either in like a deep coma, or he is actually unalived. So in that part of the world, the announcing a supreme leader, a new person of his the level, it's bigger than what we do for our inauguration of a new president. Okay, it's a bigger event.
Mm-hmm.
Like the supreme leaders on stage for hours and in front of the people and making speeches, and it's bigger than what we do for an inauguration. When they introduce the new supreme leader, and you can look at this online,
when
they introduce the new supreme leader, it's a cardboard cutout because he could not be on stage.
Oh my God, are you serious?
It's not even like a good image, like somebody went and printed it on like a corrugated, that plastic where type of deal. They had his head mounted on top of cardboard. You can see the folds and how many pieces of cardboard they taped and glued together. And it's got fold creases where they unfolded it.
Is this for example, Iran's new supreme leader may be dead after losing leg?
Yes. Yes. He is either in such a deep coma and was named to be supreme leader. And what I lean towards, they actually did kill him. Sorry, wrong YouTube word. Unalived him, assassinated him, whatever.
Not much anymore.
In the same bombing that had taken out his dad. They just don't know what to do. They're that dysfunctional right now. So everything you're seeing and hear about Iran is actually out of that dysfunction.
I haven't been following this at all. Like, I'm serious.
This goes back to tying into what I was saying about this being the 6,000th year of humanity, it being a new era. I don't want to say new age. I'm saying a new era in humanity. And it came with a timeline shift. Here, this is why I was talking about World War III, and stop worrying about World War III. It's not happening now. It will happen, but not now. Yes, Andy, exactly. All kinds of Weekend at Bernie's vibes. Like they've actually have speeches now out there that he supposedly have written, but have been delivered by a messenger. Not even like a recorded voice that they've AI'd into him saying these things. He supposedly wrote this, but it's through a presenter.
It says a written state, it says rumors still swirled that a supreme leader was in a coma, and he was wounded and likely disfigured. But yeah, there was something about a written statement without showing his face. Yep. Like he supposedly made a statement, but like there's no. So it said in a written statement, he said, "I assure everyone that we will not refrain from avenging the blood of your martyrs. The revenge we are considering is not only related to the martyrdom of a great leader of the revolution. Rather, every member of the nation who is martyred by the enemy is an independent subject for the revenge case."
So the reason part of the reason I'm bringing this up is that Iran has no navy, has no air force to even try to attack the United States on the United States soil, and they're claiming they can do so. Okay.
Of course, a limited amount of this revenge has so far taken concrete form, but until it is fully achieved, this case will continue to be on top of the other cases. We will be especially sensitive to the blood of our children and grandchildren.
So,
okay.
The reason I'm bringing this up is that, and I'm going to present it this way. When I said that we entered into a new era, there was a major timeline shift in biblical prophecy that has to do with the end times. Since the mid to late 90s, we've been sitting on, if you imagine there's 17 different things that have to happen. We've been sitting on number 4, which is the rebuilding of the Israel's temple in Jerusalem. The reason I can definitively say that goes back to the 90s is when I lived in the areas that I lived in, I remember seeing billboards advertising the fundraising for the temple, the gathering of the red heifers. Like you go out to a cow pasture, you don't see a red cow anymore.
Oh, I'm sitting here reading this, and you guys don't even see it. I thought you guys were seeing what I was seeing, but
what are you?
I was sitting here reading through this article and thought it was up on the screen, but it wasn't the whole time, because it was interesting reading his message or supposed message, and then because I haven't been following this. Supposedly the leaders, so his kids were all killed, huh? Yeah. And wife.
Mm-hmm. So
whatever happened to the one from Venezuela?
What about what from Venezuela?
Yeah, what happened to that leader that they took captive?
Oh, he's still in some jail in the United States and awaiting for trial. That, yeah, you're not going to hear a lot about him until they can actually figure out how they're trying him, or if they have to go through War Crimes Court, which is The Hague. The point I want to make about everything all this leads up and into, okay, is I want to put out there, and I'm not trying to tell you what's right, what's wrong, what makes sense to me. Yes, there was a major jump from we're waiting for the temple to be completed, but we've jumped through 5, 6, and 7. In 3 weeks, we've jumped through 5, 6, and 7, and number 8 cannot happen until the temple has been consecrated, which is the point about the red heifers, saying that all the red heifers have disappeared. They're actually in Israel. Israel's bottom.
So, whoa, it's so windy outside. Wow, that's crazy. The wind just sounded insane. How do the Iranians, the Iranian majority, feel about this?
So
Like
I was fortunate enough to talk to people that were in the military when I lived in Alabama, down near Fort Rucker. Which, for people that don't know, Fort Rucker is flight school. A lot of helicopter flights, a lot of military. That's where they actually go to learn how to fly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I got fortunate enough to speak to a lot of military that flew jets and helicopters and things like that. And the people of Iran actually love the United States. It's the leaders of Iran that hate the United States. And because of that, and because of the way their laws are, they can't speak out publicly, like jump on YouTube or jump on. They can't do it. They can't speak out against what the leaders of the country are saying. But if you talk to them on one-on-one and in person, and they love the people of the United States. It's not an issue. That's not the problem. It's the leaders that are the problem.
Right. Yeah. So, did you say there was certain? Because I thought you said something about there was celebrations in the street or something about. I didn't know if they were celebrating his death or something.
Sure. So they're claiming that they've won the war already, and that they've destroyed the United States.
Oh. Okay.
So that's where that's coming from. Is that they're denying that they're still attacking, and they're actually losing, and practically have lost all their Navy, all of their Air Force in 24 hours time. Well,
yeah.
maybe a little bit longer than 24 hours, but
I was reading this article, and his supposed message, or somebody's message that was speaking for this leader, I don't even know how to say his name, but he was saying that, he's been preparing for years, and other countries he's arranging finances right now to get this attack on the way, that he's got money in other countries or something in other countries, and that he's been preparing in order to protect the country of Iran, and that he's very prepared and all this and that. It's like that's what it sounds like they're trying to claim that they have resources in other countries. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Yeah,
it's a house of cards. It literally is a house of cards.
See, I would only be worried if I lived in New York City or a big city. Los Angeles, I don't know, because I just feel like if something was going to get attacked, it'd be one of those. It's not going to be where I live in Shelbyville, Indiana.
So my area.
I do have a sister. Area. A family that live out there, though. I wouldn't want to tap.
My area, Fred's former area, has a greater risk than you would.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have that that nuclear site in Oak. I'm drawing a mental blank on the name. Oak something. It's Tennessee. Fred may know it. It's where they did the nuclear testing, and then it's turned into a nuclear power plant. But a lot of people actually don't believe that it's just a nuclear power plant. Oh, great. Thank you very much, Fred. A lot of people don't believe, even though we're being told that it's just a nuclear power plant. So we would have a greater chance of being attacked being down here in Tennessee and our proximity to Washington, D.C. as well, than you would up in Shelbyville. I don't know of anything military other than I think Chicago actually has something.
There's Bloomington. There's something down here in Bloomington or a little bit further south. Like they have some kind of military base. Oh, also Grissom Air Force Base up north. I don't know how big they are or anything like that, though.
But rest assured, they have no Navy.
Though I'm sure compared to other places,
they have no Navy. Their missiles, their long-range missiles, can only make it to Israel, Syria, Turkey, and maybe like the extreme south Germany, because I've actually said their drones are attacking them in Germany. But Iran is trying to make this into a world war, and the world's just going, stop it. We're not involved. This is a regional between you and Israel. Stop it. Is what the world's doing right now. So somebody asked me about the red heifers a moment ago. They want to hear more about the red heifers. So red heifers is actually a biblical thing. And in order to consecrate the temple in Jerusalem, they have to use the blood of a red heifer. And it's going to take a lot of red heifers to do so.
I was just talking about, say it again?
To host an ammunition plant in Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
Tennessee, which is Hawkins County, in between Law Run Park and Base Mountain Park. They've got that whole mountain hollowed out with all that nuclear stuff in it.
Yeah, I guess with all the mountains and stuff, they probably do have some
big
stuff out there in Tennessee.
Open and pull tractor trailers inside the mountain and stuff there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what they got all installed and stuff.
So
really, it would set it off and then set the Eastman off.
Well, I'm giving you some examples. I'm giving people some examples of what's going on in the world, why it's happening, why this person has to be in power, has to be this person now doing this. Speaking of Trump, without being political and talking about what he believes, this, that, or the other, this is why what's going on is going on. We've actually made a jump about everything that is the end times prophecy. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. Please understand, if you hear anything I say and it strikes, wait a minute, I knew something about that at one time, I honestly encourage people to go talk to a minister, go read the Bible, start going to church, and pay attention to if they're talking about that, about what's going on. Read about it, see if they're talking about it, because I know a lot of churches. In fact, I would say most of their churches, and the only persons I've heard say anything about it is Catholicism. And I don't personally like Catholicism. Has even come close to mentioning anything about it. And it was just the Pope within the past week that said the freedom, I believe he said, and I don't remember the quote exactly, but something about freedom relying or the only place, the places that freedom can really rely on now is the United States, Denmark, and Australia.
And I just drew cards to if this is going to be World War III, and I got that we were protected, and yeah, I was seeing success for the United States. So I don't think it's going to be that.
It's a not yet. It's a not yet. Sides are lining up. Is what I'm trying to tell everybody. Sides are lining up, but we're not there yet until the war starts in the old Ottoman Empire, Syria, Turkey. But what you're saying is, and this is biblical terms again, and I apologize, but what you're seeing is you're starting to see the setup for Gog and Magog.
Ethan wanted to talk to Ethan Weiss. I'm sure that they probably contacted him. I don't know. That name was really early on. I thought that was just a YouTube thing, though. I would say I want to go with no pants. I know. It is scary thinking about dying. It is. Sometimes I try not to think about it.
Well, this is even dying. This is
No, I know. I was just commenting to Mimi Jean's comment about. Oh, you're saying if yeah, I guess if we were to like blow up, it'd probably be pretty quick.
My point is still, Iran is not the country that can reach us. All the threats you hear coming from Iran, laugh at them. Seriously, we're not okay. So be careful to not think that just like the people from the Epstein. I told you I was going to tie it all together. Where we say that I was saying that they believe they were untouchable. Don't have that same image. What you're going to see, I said a little while ago as well, that Trump was an extremely polarizing person. You know how in the end times they talk about.
I'm kind of a polarizing person myself. I mean, that's according to the internet. But yeah, no, I see what I mean.
We're going to get to a point very, very, very soon.
Oh, there's a lot of Antichrist coming pretending to be Jesus Christ. I mean, I see it here in the community.
Oh, yeah. You do. The Bible actually says there's not just one.
Everywhere. Seriously, that's what I see.
The Bible actually says there's not just one.
Right.
There's one key figure at the end, but there's not just one Antichrist. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, look, a lot of people are panicking, going, "This is World War III. This is World War III." No, not yet. As long as the old Ottoman Empire stays out of it. And when I say old Ottoman Empire, Syria, Turkey, and going up into Russia, as long as they stay out of the Middle East, the conflict that's going on in the Middle East, and the fighting doesn't go to Syria or start in Syria where they're attacking Israel and the United States, we're fine with that.
So yeah, so once Syria starts coming up,
if and when a conflict happens, the old Ottoman Empire, Syria, Turkey, and involves people from Russia, there's I think 6, maybe 5 or 6 countries, and I don't know all of them. I want to say it's like North Korea, China, Russia, Iran, Turkey, Syria, all decide they're going to attack the United States and Russia. Then we have to watch for it. We have to. There's a different issue going on at that point. But as long as it's this regional conflict between Israel, United States, and Iran, we're good. That's really what it really. And like I said, I thought we were going to be at this point later this year. But there was that timeline shift that happened. And it's not what Trump said that all these things happened and were aligned that it could happen. It was that it was a fulfillment. It had to happen now. It wasn't because the opportunity was there. It was fulfillment. We, like I said, the end times predictions are like 17 different things. The consecration of the temple is 4. And we jump to waiting for 8. And 8 cannot happen until 4 is completed.
So this is the year of 1. So when you add up 2026, let me see what that means, what I get for the tarot. Like, what does that mean for, what's the beginning of what? I want to just see what I get in the cards. 6 of Cups. Lifts up those who are fallen and humiliated. So certain things I'm getting absolves the guilty. So again, it's like, okay, what does this number 1 mean for 20? Elevation of the soul and revelation of mysteries. So wins judgments and protects all those that seek truth. Politics and ambition. So politics wins judgments and protects all those who seek truth. So it does seem like just a lot of people being exposed.
Mm-hmm. Which is why I was saying truth is going to be thicker than air. Like, you're breathing it in, and the people that are not telling the truth and not being honest, they're going to choke on their own breath, their own words. And as somebody did say, the one world system, but there's going to be, even before that, it's going to be the beginning, even though this is polarization right now, it's society is just going to come together. All these issues are just going to be gone.
So that's in. I'm drawing some of these oracle too, to see what I get. But I do have to go here in a little bit, probably here 15 minutes or so, because I need to eat something. I haven't ate.
I need something too.
And I do need to go do some readings too. But let's see, what is the number? Why is this year the number? What's the number 1? What represent for this year? Okay, something about betrayal, riots and protests in reverse, betrayal, treason, some treason. So they're trying. So okay, treason. Oh, but treason, like from the government in some way or something. And riots and protests in reverse, like trying to get people not to protest the government or something. Okay, but what's this mean for, like, or what is the number 1? What's the beginning about? I'm going to see what I get. So the card of water, like drowning. Okay. Holy shit. Polar shift. Didn't you? And you were just saying something like that, or okay? Well, you talked about polarizing social media.
Polarizing.
It's going
to polarizing, but we also said there was a timeline shift.
Yeah, social media. So something's going to be really like there's going to be a complete switch, especially like you're going to see it a lot online and social media, which is awesome. I love seeing that because I hope that tunnel. Okay, so polar shift. There's like some kind of tunnel vision on something. Landfill in reverse, uncovering some kind of mess, uncovering some kind of truth. Death in reverse. So like predictive programming. So we're trying like also programming, trying to program the public. And predictive. This is also predictive. Like you said, kind of predictive programming. This has been this has been like in the Bible, like you said, I believe, this predictive programming. This is stuff that's already been there's like different ways to look at this, like family dynasty, change, top secret. So some kind of change when it comes to secrets. The secrets coming out about people, like generations and things that go back generations. Why this death in reverse? What is this? It has to do with the polar shift, like something not changing. Accomplice, partner in crime. So people. Burial in reverse. That's the same as death in reverse. Like something's not going to get buried. There's going to be a change here for sure of things that like were kind of like people thought were buried or whatever. It's going to be like getting uncovered. And stuff too about families and stuff that goes back generations.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to have to calm the public. There's going to be public outrage. And I feel like people in power are going to have to, like, they're going to try to, like, program people in a way or try to,
interesting.
Keep people from freaking out. That's what I feel like. So it kind of does make me wonder if certain things are happening or being done on purpose to kind of distract the public. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think people talk about that all the time.
I agree, 100%. Things like, are being done to.
The question is like, what's real? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Have to question what is actually real, And with this AI stuff, AI technology getting better and better, like this is just going to get worse and worse.
Can I give you a little information which goes along what you're saying?
What? Go ahead.
Blogosphere, Huffington Post, and it's still technically a newspaper, but really it's a blogosphere now. It's known as being one of the most liberal sources there is. Again, I'm not talking about politics as far as like what one side believes or not. You cannot go on to Apple and look up news sources without being force-fed what Huffington Post says.
Mm. Yeah, that's predictive programming, or that's, well, I don't know.
It is
I
the
need
predictive programming.
It's like, yeah, trying to program people in advance to, it's a way of like desensitizing, and that's just, it's crazy. I can't believe people are so easily like, I don't know. It has a lot to do with like when you see people in power, or you see people, they get large groups of people to make people believe certain things are truth or right, and or even they manipulate like the media, or media like manipulates us. But yeah, they use a certain stuff like this. It feels like to me that's the kind of stuff they're going to be doing. They want to know if I wanted to answer from a Democrat or Republican point of view. What the heck? Truth is true. Right? Oh, hey, cool November rain.
Andy, to be honest, we're at a point where you have to say yes. I use Ground to get my news information, and that comes. It gives you left, right, and center, and it tells you what the attention of left, right, and center has been on an article. So it's the only thing I can suggest as far as that. But Halffull said a few moments ago that the coming faster and faster, just like labor pains. That's a biblical verse. I don't remember where it is. However, the coming faster and faster, you can actually look at your own life. Look at this year. We're mid-March already. Who doesn't feel like New Year's Day or a point in January was just yesterday? The world is accelerating in that kind of aspect as well.
So it's not just me getting older?
No.
And time seeming like it's just, you know how it is, like when you get older, time that it goes faster.
Your perception of time, because of how much time has passed, it does seem like it goes faster. But I'm talking about an acceleration of events, acceleration of things happening in general, not just yes. Okay, so maybe March is not the greatest idea because everybody goes, but Easter's just right around the corner now, but that's a lunar-based holiday, so that might not be the best way to say it, but it's still, things are accelerating in a way that it really doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
Really what I mean. It's not that like you feel like the months of a year have gone by, or a year goes by quicker than the last year did. That's a natural progression, I think, where I feel. I mean, it's the timing of events, the timing of this led to this, and it seems like what should have taken longer to get to the end point is taking minutes.
Yeah, it does seem like that, I have to say, so can't deny that. I know, but I just figured it was just getting older, but yeah, time has gone by so fast. I mean, just since January. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here because I'm gonna go eat. But we can maybe do this. I don't know, sometime once a month or something. I don't know. I get on here though and I start talking about, I'm just trying to say, I don't know. It's hard not to get like comment on some of this bullshit.
No, I understand, and I'll be. I'm not trying to be an ass when I say this. When we put out a topic like we did tonight, not that we can't talk about other things, but it would be not to you, Ziggy. I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to point out anybody in particular.
Oh, I'm so ADHD. I can't stay on topic ever. It's always been a problem.
Right, but if we were to got through what we were, our plan, I think. Well, anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm just thinking too much.
No, do you want to talk more?
No, we're good.
Are you?
We're good. I really the thing it was I wanted to talk about was it was the acceleration in the timeline and the reason I couldn't talk about what what I had felt was going to be later this year got accelerated to this, and people don't need to panic. They need to just take a breath. We're going to be okay. But there's a reason why we're here now, and that it's not just the United States is not trying to be big bullies. It's Trump is a bigger figure than just being the president of the United States. It's like,
oh yeah,
it's like, I'm going to say it this way, and I'll stop talking with this. It's like,
no, you're fine.
George Washington, if I don't know how many people know Revolutionary history or not. George Washington at one point during the Revolutionary War was stuck. And when I mean stuck, I mean trapped. British all around him in Brooklyn Heights. And he prayed in front of his troops to say, get me out of here, get us out of here, and we'll raise a nation of your people. This is why when skip a couple hundred years later in 1948, 1949, when Israel became back to power, that the first nation to recognize that Israel was the United States. It took 11 minutes for the United States to recognize Israel as a nation. It's important to that the United States and to understand that the United States and Israel is intertwined. And and that's why you see every single time Israel says we need help, United States says, how can we help? It's not like they're blackmailing or doing this or not. It's bigger than our country, bigger than their country. It is a spiritual thing, and
I believe that.
With that, I believe, and this could be where people really just go, "What the hell is he talking about?" We're going to see this be the spiritual battle that it is, and start to unfold as the spiritual battle that it is, to the point where people that have never seen angels and demons and don't know what a ghost is, have never experienced that, it's going to be in your face. It's going to be in people's faces. And this is where I really, wanted to leave this as, do not panic. It has to happen. Personally, from what I experienced and what I told Ziggy about this, I said that I get a great feeling of spirits are nervous, but yet extremely excited. They know what's going on. They understand better than we do.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree with everything you're saying. I do think it's biblical, absolutely. It feels, I mean, it feels like that. It feels like that to me. So just my intuitive like senses, um,
Oh yeah,
and it makes absolute sense. I can see, you can just see it play out if you just open your eyes, and have a little bit of even somewhat uh, education of the Bible and
oh yeah.
religion.
Well, that's why I'm saying, if you understand what I'm saying and it makes sense to you what I'm saying, and people in general, go to church. The churches are not talking about this. They need to start talking about this.
Yeah. Well, you have to think about all the promises that have been fulfilled already. It's going to be fulfilled. It's always been biblical.
I agree with Paul Hour, but it's again, it's that timeline shift. We've jumped so far ahead in 3 weeks, where it's taken since the early to mid '90s to go from 4 waiting on 8. Like I said, it's 17. List of 17 things. We've gone from 4 waiting for 8, and 8 can't happen until 4 is completed or consecrated. Is a better way of saying it.
Well, hopefully we'll see it in all areas, like everything. I mean, well, how should I put this? Like, I believe we'll see it in everything, in all areas of our life, this playing out, not just um, certain things happening and changing, like truth coming to light. Just like I hope maybe that will bring truth in Summer's case. This whole shift.
It very well may.
Could be wishful thinking, but you know, little hope doesn't hurt.
Annie, we just did in 3 weeks.
It's funny. Watchmen. Yeah, there's no, and honestly, what good does it do to worry, anyways?
No,
It's not changing anything.
you're exactly right. But we to have better understanding of what is going on and not have that panic. I think that's really what I'm trying to get at is saying, I get a sense that people are panicking. While spirits they're nervous and they're excited all at the same time because they know what's going to happen. But we have to educate ourselves so we don't panic. I'm not saying everybody has to be religious. I'm not saying everybody. That's your personal decision. I'm not trying to, push anything on anybody. I'm just saying, hey, look, this is what it is.
Makes sense to me. Um, have no fear. People live every day to the fullest. Yeah. Life can change in a blink of an eye. It's crazy. And it does happen. I mean, we've seen that happen many times. Like, just in this community, like, look what Tiffany went through, or is going through. Your life can change, like, out of nowhere. And for the good or bad. So yeah, you should always just live your life trying to be a decent person, because you don't know, like, when it could be your last day.
I agree. But like I said, I just wanted to make sure everybody understands. Unfortunately, I couldn't speak about it at the beginning of the year. I had an inkling we were going to get here to this point. We were going to be in Iran. We were going to be attacking Iran and involved in a war with Israel and Iran, uh, in Iran. But I wasn't allowed to talk about it.
No other reason besides you just didn't feel like it was the right time, or that,
I was told it wasn't the right time.
yeah.
You know how I differ. You know how I differ a little. You know how I differ a little bit from you, where you interpret cards, but I get to hear and I get to see images.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just trying to explain to people it's not anything like anybody. It was something spiritually keeping you back. It wasn't any person or anything.
Yeah, exactly. And you know how that is. Sometimes you'll actually, and again, I'm sorry. I know you're putting you a little bit out there on Front Street, but conversations you and I had.
That's crazy.
Conversations you and I have had.
The wind got real crazy, and I heard something like it. Just that was, I don't know. It must have been something. The wind's crazy outside, and that was scary. And it got. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I was going to say that conversations you and I have had about, our use of different tools and techniques. I'll put it that way. Where sometimes you get the impression something like you're going to get a card, or you're saying something, and then the card comes out and says the same exact thing. I've said that you subconsciously are hearing the spirits. You're not consciously hearing, but you're hearing them.
Right. I absolutely believe that. Yep.
But you can sense something. You get you get information, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're not supposed to say that.
The cards are more like confirmation. Like, honestly, a lot of times it's weird. I don't know, but I feel like anybody can build their intuition or build their psychic, I guess, whatever you want to call it, the psychic ability. It takes a long time, and it takes a lot of dedication and stuff, but it's weird once you start. I don't know. It just does seem to come to you after some time. I don't know what happens, how it works, but
my point is, though, is you understand when I say that you felt that, the spirits were telling you to keep quiet about this. This is sealed. This is not to be said. This is what's going to be happening, but it's not time to reveal this. But you're to know this now, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what was going on.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you being on. Sorry that it got deterred there for a while for a lot of it, but I'm glad the last part here was we got to talk a little bit and focus.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And like I was saying, I understand people want to talk about Summer Wells. I know.
Plus, it's because we haven't been coming on a lot, and Fred's here too, so people always like to ask Fred questions. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat something, and then I'm gonna go probably over on TikTok and do readings or something. So I appreciate everybody for being here. last couple of dreams I've had a bear in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like a spirit communicates definitely through dreams to us. Absolutely. I don't know. I've had like repetitive dreams. Like, oh my gosh, I'd have the same freaking dream for months on end, and I don't, you know, sometimes, and I don't understand why. And I do believe there's a reason for that. Like, there's some kind of message that some spirit's trying to tell you, and they're going to keep, if you keep having things like that happen, that's a message in some way.
Native American tribes believe that we are tied to a spirit animal. A lot of times, and they call it a talisman. A lot of times, a talisman can show up in our dreams, and it's meant to say, "Here's a message for you to understand. Here's something for you, your knowledge. You're to understand this." There is also within the Bible, again, since we're kind of talking about the Bible, revelations about how different animals represent different parts of the world or different periods of the world. So I'm not a dream interpreter. That's not a skill that I have, but that's what I understand.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Of course, I gotta pee again because I drink too much Diet Coke, but maybe we'll do this again here. I don't know, in a few weeks or something. Maybe, never know. Maybe we'll have a game night soon. Never know, but
we can do that.
Thank you, RJ, so much. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you having me on to speak about that because, like I said, we've been talking about it for a couple weeks now.
Yeah, I know, and I know it's really important to you, like that you put that out there. So, anyways, all right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye, RJ. Bye, guys.